Kicking off this video with what is likely to be the weirdest win, but man, these glowing lights. I don't know if they're CGI or not, but they look amazing, like physically warm in a strange way. Anime keeps looking better. Hawks from My Hero Academia, Sakasa from Dr. Stone, and Butchaladi from JoJo. Fugo from JoJo. Okay, so long story short, this is one of those types of OPs where you come across it in your up next section on YouTube and go, wow, that's a lot of views, that must be excellent, and lo and behold, it's very much excellent. This OP drips and oozes style like it's going out of fashion, and you want to quickly throw as much style into it before people say, that's so last year. It's got beautifully smooth animation and outstanding CGI and a banging song that sounds like the dude who sung the second OP of Dororo. You know the one, it's the headbanger. Overall, I loved that, I can see why it's popular, and now let's dive into episode 1 properly. Party is over! Also though, guys and gals, I haven't mentioned it in a while, so I'll do it now. If you're not subscribed, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss out on the second half or any other videos coming soon. It really helps me out, as does leaving a comment. Not walking on the spot. Gotta admit, the comedic moments really threw me. Totally wasn't expecting that, but they're really good. Genuinely beautiful looking bird's eye scenery shot. As someone who is going into this blind, allow me to say the following. Oh heck yes, what is this? This. I love it when anime go the extra mile and animate reflections like this, something they didn't even do in the PC version of Cyberpunk 2077. Also, this scene is just a nice, calm way of building up the kind of lad this guy is, same as the previous one where he interacts with the occult club too. Like, we're not even halfway through the episode and I know him, and more importantly, I like him already. Jesus, that was incredibly well done. Not only was his final message genuine and full of emotion, but then he passes away. Man, oh man. That's legit one of the quickest emotional gut punches, meaning something out of nowhere, I think I've ever experienced in an anime. Take an extremely rare double win for that. Not even going to attempt to lie, that is genuinely very creepy. Bruh, that is some beautiful and smooth animation right there. You know what? It's sneaky character development and I like it a lot. Take that win, you! Oh, that's so good! Oh, I get all the hype now! This is a damn fine first episode, boys and gals! I have no clue if the whole anime is going to have this high level quality animation, but for now I'm blown away, and how can I not praise that stunning animation? Smoke and debris and then sticking like 20 frames into him falling down. It's nuts what you're playing at! Well, now I can't show it since it involves copious amounts of internal curse body juices, but he smashes that curse in the face with the swipe of his hand and he's powerful now and stuff, and let's go! Rotating shot like it's no big deal whatsoever! Well now, this is just one of the moments where I sat back and allowed the anime to wow me rather than interrupting it. So now that it's played out and in all of its amazing glory, let's go right on ahead and drop a double win for that. How can I not? It was incredibly consistent, and I can't even imagine the dedication that went into making it that smooth, for real. The closest thing I can think of right now to the quality and art style demonstrated there is Mob Psycho 100's big battle near the end of Season 2. I'm honestly so impressed right now. Yami from Black Clover and Aizawa from My Hero Academia. I love how they handled the whole flashback there to present day. It felt like it never even happened. Like, I forgot it was a recap of sorts, if you know what I mean. Such a genuinely awesome twist. Most shonen stick with a particular formula. Previously weaker kind of character grows stronger, but here that's on its head from the get-go, given that he starts off strong but gets stronger. It's small, but it's a difference. And now they want to do away with him, but he's getting a furlough while he deals with the fingers and the curse. I love it, and obviously the story will expand from here. Stuff like this is barely noticed, but just adds realism to the scene. Also just dropping this here for now, but the music is very nicely done. It just fits the anime style and vibe so far. It's got that Eastern sound to it, but very modernized at the same time. Okay, I definitely didn't see it going that way, and I like it. I felt like if, in this moment, they gave him too much trouble suppressing the curse, that it would start to become difficult, as he intakes more fingies down the road. As where do you go from there, you know what I mean? But yeah, they handled it really nicely, making it still be easy, and adding in some humor to boot. Completing the final leg of solidifying his respect and showcasing his honor, building that side of his character and drawing us the viewer into liking who he is as a character. Not gonna show it, but once again the anime proves its ability to delve into the darker themes as we see some not alive anymore people taken out by the curse now resting inside the lad's body. It was pretty grisly. Shonen also do these things a lot, but they almost always nail it with this subtlety, casually bringing into conversation power levels, one of my favourite elements in anime such as this. I had to deep dive into my brain cells to find out where I knew this guy's voice from, because his My Anime List page just wasn't cutting it. Then I heard him as Razor from Hunter x Hunter and as Kazuma from the Yakuza games, so this guy's a legend for that deep voice. It's a nice twist to see him struggling against this guy. Sometimes shonen can go a bit to the extreme, having their character deal with any and all threats with ease, but I prefer the struggle like you'd see in My Hero Academia from Midoriya or from Gon in Hunter x Hunter. This whole scene laying the groundwork as for his motivation to fight, which in many ways is actually better than a lot of similar anime. Probably closer to Demon Slayer than My Hero Academia, where there's a solid purpose rather than to save people, which he's also doing in fairness, but in his case it's more because he is the one who can actually save people, where no one else can do what he can do with the curse. I love how they didn't just leave this to our imaginations and instead delved into it a little. Yup, I'm already sold on the team dynamic forming. Banter, great music to gel together, the funky and funny scene, and I'm loving it, and it's only episode 2! Kawaii, ba-ba-da-dum. That ED was so unexpected with its brilliant and fun style of animation, and I couldn't even help tapping my foot to the groove of the equally funky song. One of the best EDs I've been blessed to see in a very long time. Adored that.
東京にいえ違いますけど
So many anime just choose to do stills when it comes to cities or large groups of people, since obviously it's so much easier. Just a still image with tunes over it. But taking the extra step to animate several people walking among them is to be commended.
釘崎野原喜べ男子こう言ってんよ
Oh, I like her a lot!
行くでしょ東京観光
I'm so vibing this anime right now. You can sometimes just tell you're watching something great.
飲み込んだ特級呪物を必勝ありえない衛生観念キモすぎ無理無理無理無理無理
でもま、重力のコントロールは一朝一夕じゃいかないからこれを使いな
Many people probably wouldn't notice this, but they're actually using an effect, I think, called depth of field, where the image at the front is in focus while the back shifts to being out of focus. Basically, it's what our eyes naturally do, and thus it makes the scene look more realistic.
まあね。でも今回試されてるのは
あーだるなんで東京来てまで呪いの相手なんか
は呪い払いに来たんだろ
So 2 wins here. Firstly, just so many instances of not walking on the spot that I cannot not shout it out. Like I always say, so many anime take the route of animating characters walking up and down on the spot, whereas here the time and effort is put into animating them actually moving within the scene. The second win is for the quality of the voice actors overall. I always call out my favourites specifically, but in general they're all top-notch and really enjoyable to listen to thus far.
動けんね俺
As always on YouTube, one has to be careful of what one shows if one wishes to see ad revenue with which to feed one's family and one's pupsters. But all the same, I have to talk about these cursors. They're so incredibly unique looking. They really move and look different to the classic anime style, and even the style of this particular anime, which is crazy. They're very odd. Oh, hot damn! I'm loving that kind of Demon Slayerish animation on her curse attack right there. Great CGI. Even though it's her first proper appearance in the episode, they're already hard at work building her character, which is just fantastic to see. She weighs up the pros and cons of the situation, and even though the logical conclusion was in front of her, she disregards it in favour of protecting the young boy, and it just speaks volumes about her character. Get out of here! That was sick! I'm gonna vomit! Get out of here! That was equally as sick! I'm throwing up everywhere!
気持ち悪いったらありゃしない
God, I just love stuff like this. A sad story, beautiful and touching music, and a mysterious, abrupt stop to the telling of the story, leaving us wanting more and leaving us equally as curious as to how this affected her growing up. What I can say for now is that it's wonderful to see character growth being centre stage and not an afterthought, to great action scenes or by-the-numbers predictable plot lines. Makes it feel fresh and hooks me much earlier than an anime normally would.
田舎が嫌で東京に住みたかったから
Art style change that was genuinely funny at the same time.
Hey! 俺言ったからチャラ貸し借りなーし
なんだこいつあじゃ行こっか
あれどったの伏黒
別に出番がなくて拗ねてんの
子供
Some people wrote in my comments section on the community tab post where I announced this video was coming that I would love the characters, how they interact, and the dude with the blindfold, and so far they're literally 3 for 3 in that regard. They're just very captivating characters, they're gelling together insanely well so early on in my eyes, and the dude with the blindfold is cool! Would be kind of silly to not add a final win to the end of episode 3 for this little team building segment.
伊地知さん質問。窓ってなんすか？
窓というのは呪いを視認できる光線関係者のことです。まずは4級木製バットで余裕です。3級拳銃があればまあ安心。
Learning more about the world and how it works in this anime, and how it's not straightforward in terms of curses and how they work in a fort.
玉剣
Abi always dishing out props, also known as wins, to shonen anime for their cool ass abilities, be it Nen in Hunter x Hunter, quirks in My Hero Academia, or magic in Black Clover, and it seems to me that curses will be a wildly unique factor when it comes to battles in this anime, and I'm hyped!
うわー、安い安い。頼りにしてっからな。
Being nice to animals is always a win.
おっ、
何これ。
どうなってるんだ？
Bruh, this is like some Silent Hill stuff right here, where the world that was changes around them, albeit in shape and colour in this anime, rather than just the look of it in Silent Hill, but that's still awesome, because it might well allow for interesting locations down the road, in a world very reminiscent of our own.
緊張感。
やっぱ頼りになるな、伏黒は。お前のおかげで人が助かるし、俺も助けられる。
進もう。
That meant a lot to him, and the team continues to grow together since he was very much an outsider in episode 3 while those two clicked. Annoyingly, they feature what is actually a very gruesome looking scene in the background as they talk, but basically take a win here for the darker theme that I love, but also because they're developing these characters in front of our very eyes as the notion of who is worthy to be saved is brought up. They both make a solid argument. I agree with the black-haired dude, but that's my standpoint. I wouldn't save a criminal if it meant risking my life, unless it was my job like it literally used to be years ago, because fun fact, I was a prison officer for over 10 years. Please become a patron today to save me from ever having to do that again. Link below.
バッカじゃないの。少しは時と場所をわきまえたらどうの。
釘先？
釘先を探すのはそれからと。
Emergency plot twist! I don't even know what to say about this, boys and girls. Obviously cannot show it, but the curse removes his hand after he attacks it. Like, this got real really quick. This is like some endgame stuff. Even if it turns out to be a mirage or something, take that win for shocking me incredibly well. Oh, I can't help but gush over that damn animation.
だが俺にばかり構っているとそれこそ仲間が死ぬぞ。
See, now this is another thing I really like, because so far anyway, this curse has absolutely no interest in helping him out. Which is a nicely added touch that because there's 20 parts to himself, he doesn't care if 2 of those parts die here. Now another cool element is how it's very different from, say, Parasite, which I covered on Anime Sins by the way, where they work together. But here he says seemingly consistent burden to him.
完全に舐めてんだよ、俺たちのこと。時間稼ぎくらいなんとかなる。ダメだ、伏黒。頼む。
Once again, if you wanted us to feel closer to the main character, this is absolutely one of the best ways of doing it. Quiet determination to be a hero, to do what's right and protect others, and it's done in such a mature way, almost calmly accepting of his impending demise.
とにかく時間を稼ぐ。
Not only does this go from bad to worse, but my god, that animation is so gorgeous I cannot stop talking about it even after I said I would. Hit that like button and leave a comment about it and everything, I guess. Such a nice touch to see him brought to tears in this instance, purely because of the unbelievable pain he's experiencing trying to protect himself from that attack. You just don't normally see anything like that.
逃げたい、逃げたい、逃げたい。死にたくない。
On top of the previous win, I would be remiss if I also didn't mention his internal monologue here really ringing true as well, thinking about how he doesn't want to die and maybe regretting ever getting involved in all of this. Again, not something you usually see outside of like My Hero Academia. That music and emotion go together stupidly well. Kind of reminds me of Naruto type music actually. But yeah, so far one of my favourite things about this anime is how unpredictable it's been so far. Okay, you know what? This is very rare, but just 4 episodes in, I'm dishing out another Maximum 2 Wins award. The reason for this one, on top of how hyped I am to see him taking on this foe so easily with that amazing animation I've come to adore, is the fact of how unpredictable this is, like I said just now. So let me be honest. Originally, I thought this was an illusion. He didn't really lose his limbs and they'd find a way to defeat this foe. But no, that's not the case at all. He really is a powerful foe. He really did lose his limbs, but it's being reversed in just about the coolest way imaginable. Not, oh, here's a character who can heal people, blah blah. But yeah, so clever, I love it.
領域展開福間水す
Man, oh man, that was amazing. I just hope we see more things like this in the future as powerful attacks or something, because it really reminded me of the Iron Maiden from The Rising of the Shield Hero, and also the 100 type Goyen Bodhisattva from Hunter x Hunter.
不愉快だ変わるのならさっさと変われどうした小僧
Emergency end of episode cliffhanger related plot twist of genuine concern and worry!
人質
ああ俺はこれなしでも生きていられるがな小僧はそうもいか
It's so evil, but so clever at the same time. I can't believe the mangaka thought up something like that.
Oh.
Oh dear lord, I love the animation so much! It's so consistent thus far and incredibly smooth on literally every occasion to date! I think this may be one of the first anime battles I've seen where the insides of buildings or the roofs aren't just empty bland boxes, but instead he hits a satellite dish on the roof and clearly is thrown through a warehouse. Dedication!
壊される前に解いた方がいいな
It's incredibly sad, but equally incredibly unique to have his pet curses be able to be destroyed. Just adds more emotion behind them since they cannot be, like, instantly resummoned or whatever. This 1 minute long segment introducing us to how his mind works and how it's different from the main lad in terms of his personal mission and outlook on life. Yet another unique cursor da!
そんな男が死んで泣きわめくほどちょろい女じゃないのよ
So I've been waiting a few minutes to see what would happen with the lad, but I'm so confused because everyone is still acting like he's gone when that absolutely cannot be the case. But it's weird, and I do like this moment where she's clearly visibly affected by his death.
いつにも増して新規臭いなめぐみおつやかよ
Kawaii? Again?
甘やかすだけが優しさかね
筋子呪言師犬巻先輩語彙がおにぎりの具しかない
でもユータといるときは少し丸くなるよな
God, I'm loving this. We got our first year team that we know. Now there's these second years, and we still have yet to meet the third years, but guess what? I'm thinking they're probably cool!
パンダ先輩今海外
あんたパンダをパンダで済ませる気か。個人戦団体戦って戦うの？呪術師同士で？
Sounds to me like the start of a tournament arc! As always, shout out to Giguk for that joke.
五条悟を戦闘不能にすること。2つ目、両面宿儺虎杖裕二を仲間に引き込むこと。
They just made this so much more interesting without barely even trying. These guys have a nasty plan. That's by the numbers naturally, but in order to achieve their goal, they gotta take out the big man. Even that's by the numbers. But then they also gotta get the lad on their side? Now that's unique as hell. Plus, I knew he wasn't gone, but how are they getting him back? Come on, tell me!
臭い。
臭くない。なんで俺のこと畜生みたいに扱うんだよ。
Itara Hushida from Steins Gate.
引っかかってやん。取った。あれ？
Don't quite know what's going on, but I'm glad to see the kid back. Plus, he's fighting unexpectedly well inside of his own head, I guess, and I just like his voice actor.
もう二度と体は貸さん。
ならばその1分間誰も殺さんし傷つけんと約束しよう。
That's so interesting. I don't know what his goal is, but he's going to bring him back, and from time to time he'll be forced to hop out of his own body for 60 seconds, but he won't attack his friends during that time, and I love it!
みんな優秀だよ。特に3年はかり、2年乙骨。彼らは僕に並ぶ術師になる。
So far, outstanding job on structuring the power levels of this anime so early on. We know this guy's power, we know the different curses' strength, the students casually mentioned just now, and everything in between, and they did it effortlessly and without shoving it in our faces. This guy is number 1, and that lady is number 2!
おかえり。
おっす、ただいま。
Yeah, you know what? You get a win for that. I'm loving this anime. Take my win, you classy so-and-sos. This dude is absolutely me falling over the fact that they chose to animate this where everyone else would have probably used a still done a montage.
特級呪物、獄門鏡を使う。
Introducing the notion of special relics to the anime, outside of the original finger wrap of course, but it kind of reminds me of magical items in Black Clover right now, and it's nice to see that there's more to it than curses and defeating curses.
せめてこれを。正さんを助けられず申し訳ありませんでした。
Character growth. I'm loving me some character growth.
あの二人は何してんですか？
受け身の練習。
高菜。
お前ら近接弱っちいからな。
Not only was I genuinely surprised at how quickly the main team came together nicely, but now even these second years are doing it, and I'm honestly so shocked what can be achieved through dialogue and humor and such.
こっちが呪力で、こっちが術式。
なるほど、わからん。
そうだね。
Art style change. Learning even more about how there are different types of cursed energy and how they can be used in various ways, again making it more simple than what I mentioned during win number 96. Also going on to mention how it's quite similar in some ways to the training during Demon Slayer, where he's required to be letting out a slow amount of energy constantly in order to train his body.
さて。
Oh! Hell yes!
誰が大したことないって？
God, I love this anime!
このくだり、さっきやったよね。学習しろよ。
I swear so far this is like watching All Might. I adore having characters like this in these kinds of anime. It's honestly amazing to me how little they're relying thus far on CGI in these battles. It all seems to be hand animated to my eyes, which is seriously impressive. Go on then!
あなたを守る。離れません。
サム。
I understood and thoroughly enjoyed this reference.
出かけるよ、ユージ。
え？
課外授業。呪術戦の頂点。 領域展開について教えてあげる。
Once more, this goes back to the anime's unpredictable nature that I've mentioned several times already. Most anime would set him on the course of improving his power, and you best believe that he's not done until he's done. But here they've interrupted it already because something important has come along with an important lesson that can be taught. In many ways, the story is akin to real life, where things happen and you gotta adapt. Just don't think I've ever really seen that before now. I feel as though another win here should also be given for elemental effects. I was really impressed by the water splashing onto his face after he was thrown into the pool of water earlier on, but now fire and earth are being mixed in, each also looking good, so it's now deserving of that win.
一つは環境要因によるステータス上昇。
おお、ゲームのバフみたいなもんだね。
The mangaka putting thought into this part of the anime, where it's not simply creating a change in location as I thought in episode 3, but instead where it's changed for the benefit of the caster.
領域展開。無料空所。
Bruh, not even gonna lie, he's got some lovely eyeballs on him. Kind of reminds me of the quality they use in Attack on Titan all the time, except even more so here. That was sick.
先生、俺は大丈夫。そいつを追って。ごめん、嘘、ヘルプ。
That change in his voice and the sudden change in his message is both insanely funny and again plays into the whole unpredictable angle I've been talking about all along so well.
狡猾に行こう。呪いらしく、人間らしく。
Color me incredibly intrigued!
京都の学長なんてもろその上層部だろ。鉢合わせでもしたらさ。
めぐみたちを今さらどうこうするつもりもねえだろ。京都のじじいだって。表だって騒ぎは起こさねえって。
The only thing that could have made this story any more interesting was the inclusion of politics among them and their allies, and they did allude to this during an earlier episode, but now they're diving into it, and that's just brilliant.
なんでこっちいるんですか、全員先輩。
あ、やっぱり雰囲気近いわよね。姉妹
Yet another cute lady order! I like these two and her especially, but even more especially was that attack just now, especially! When you're world building and it's a shonen anime such as this one, it's also well worth your time introducing characters who go to similar schools. They did this in Naruto, My Hero, and many others. Just helps to keep things fresh, just never expected it so early on in this one, and I'm impressed so far as they link these new characters to existing ones, and also world events, such as the terrorist attack at the parade he just mentioned. There's some seriously decent sounding tracks in this, and that particular song went headbangingly well alongside the visuals right there. Even made him look cool summoning a bunch of frogs with wings!
動くな。
何やってんの
God, this had me so confused for a moment when he suddenly appeared, but my word, it was incredibly awesome getting to see these two in action, and he looked like he was ready to fight back, but we don't know how, and it was great!
おろしたてのジャージにバカスカ穴開けやがって。てめえのその制服置いてけよ。私の夏服にしてやる。
As a massive fan of mixed martial arts, I feel I gotta drop a win here for this lovely standing rear naked choke!
ほら、さっさと翔子さんのとこ行くぞ。私はマキさん、尊敬してますよ。あ、そう。
Okay, that was unexpected and incredibly sweet, not gonna lie.
野外学長はしばらく来ないよ。
Oh, they really don't have to put so much effort into these simple scenes, but they keep doing it and I love them more and more for each episode!
ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。
取ったど
あの女、自分の立ち位置を僕で確かめて喜んでる。
やっぱ
Not gonna fib, this is pretty hard to watch. It goes beyond the usual kind of thing you'd see in most anime because I've been comparing this to a lot of shonen, but in reality it's actually a whole different animal since it's incredibly dark in places and certainly doesn't mind leaning into that too. So I guess it ends up giving scenes such as this a much different vibe to what I'm used to, and I don't hate it one bit.
いや、全然見えない。
それは見ようとしないからです。
私たちは普段当たり前のように呪いを視認しています。
Overhaul!
出戻った理由なんてそんなもんです。
暗いね。
虎杖君、私と五条さんが同じ考えとは思わないでく。
Simply put, this anime is outstanding when it comes to introducing new characters. Time and time again, they've performed the process expertly, giving us an introduction, showcasing some personality and character traits and quirks, and above all, they're interesting, and of course, well voiced. You can't ask for much more than that.
私の術式はどんな相手にも強制的に弱点を作り出すことができます。
Rotating view, like this is an episode of JoJo and it's no big deal to do whatsoever. Aside from anything huge coming down the pipe soon, I'm going to try and stop gushing over the animation and drop a final win here for the stunning quality. Like, I'm beyond blown away and they deserve it. Truly. They certainly like the added touches in this anime, such as making his jacket noticeably wet.
私たちが戦っていたのは
人間だよ。
Genuinely a big plot twist!
それらに向けられた呪力は大きすぎるがゆえに、形を得る前に知恵をつけ、今まで息を潜めていたんだ。
Just wanted to put out there into the world how clever I think it is that because of ancient people's fears of stuff like forests and volcanoes, that these cursors were able to gain so much wisdom and power. I think that's brilliant, straight up. What the hell is all that about? In a very odd way, they go on to explain essentially how this whole system works, in terms of cursors, emotions, and souls, and how they're powered, and so on and so forth. It definitely helps to add some clearer definitions to these things, as it helps us understand, at least roughly, how they do what they do in this world. Oh, I totally also forgot to drop a win for the guy saying tuna and salmon and stuff, because that's Shigaraki from My Hero Academia! This battle, all of this, and everything!
見えてるな。
I don't even know why, but that deserves a win, and I don't think any of you will argue with me. Well, I'm always talking about how unpredictable this anime is. And here we go. I talked about only issuing out wins for exceptional examples of animation quality, and here we are! Let's go!
こんばんは。釘崎野原です。
That.
粉々にする。合格呪法ガラガラ。
Second weirdest win of the video goes to them making an actual legit looking phone for once. Normally anime do weird stuff that just doesn't look right, but this is what an actual phone actually looks like. I really hope this young lad ends up somehow being okay. They really did a fantastic job building up his character and all of the terrible things he's gone through. It made me really angry on several occasions, but it was hard to win the moments as some were quite graphic, so I'll say it here instead. I feel for the lad, and I just want him to have a proper friend who will stand up for him and stuff. I like this dude. In fact, I like every character I've seen so far that comes to mind, and I like the simple dedication to realism all of the time, like starting the car after pressing the brake. My car does that too!
私わかんない。映画ネタ？
ひどー。それでも殺したくはないな。なんつうか、一度人を殺したら殺すって選択肢が俺の生活に入り込むと思うんだ。俺は怖い。
God, they give him such a good and logical reason for thinking the way that he does. Sometimes these things in similar anime are so one-dimensional or straightforward, but I really like the thought process here.
何してんだよ順平
Such a brilliant episode, truly full of ups and downs, and a real shame to see things go this way. I just hope he can help out his friend before he goes too far, but it's heartbreaking to know the pain this kind lad has gone through in such a short period of time. It really is.
呪力から生成した毒を式神の触手から分泌する毒の加減
Adding in this scene which explains how he's able to use his abilities so quickly after gaining them, which nicely covers a potential plot hole. For the final time of the video, I swear this time, I swear, let's give one more win for the beautiful animation. Hats off to the animators who worked on this. They all deserve the praise.
お前まだいいんだよ
そうでなきゃそうでなきゃ
Not only a gorgeous first-person crying perspective, which I don't think I've seen done, but also an amazing voice performance to boot.
俺はもう絶対に順平を呪ったりしないだからそんな母ちゃんが
Ah, that really got me hard. He's a good lad. They both are, really.
無意転変
This is just the worst. The absolute worst, and in the very best of ways. Okay. So, in true fashion for this unbelievably great anime, they once again performed a bait and switch on me. They lay out the groundwork for forgiveness, for a future for the lad by inviting him to his school, and then this happens. This, for me, outside of the amazing characters and animation and battles and character/world building, is this anime's greatest element, the consistent unpredictability. I will fully 100% admit that I genuinely believed that it may be as simple here as him pulling out his inner curse and it would heal the lad and everything would be okay. And he just straight up denies the request and then mocks him. Like, I cannot predict what will happen in this anime at all, and I love that.
今まで俺の口から出た言葉は
God, that's beautiful. His pure fury reminds me of Gon near the end of Hunter x Hunter, but no spoilers, obviously. And of course, he has the ability to truly damage his foe, and thanks to all of the explanations leading up to this point, it actually now all makes sense. How can I not give that a win? Get off my back about the whole thing. That's presuming you're even on it. I mean, I wrote this entire thing and edited it alone, so I'm assuming a lot. But look at that! Look at it! Oh Jesus, are you freaking kidding me with this? Let's drop another one here. Just a shame I can't show much of it at all, as there was so much juice.
Huh?
Epic plot twist! Get down! Well, that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gents. Please hit that like button, leave me a comment and subscribe if you're not already. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves too. I had such a blast and I'm dropping a final win here for the end of the episode. I've just loved it. Of course, please also remember that if you'd like to help out the channel and vote in what I make content on, you can do so using the link to my Patreon in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the second half or in whatever video is next. Nathan Byrne, Bird Without a Word, Arias Ali Bari, Aidan White, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Isael Caldera, Chris Harris, Yona Shgal, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, Yuki Ali, Manuel Morales, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Sentimento, Juffa6263, Amy San, Alfredo Jimenez, Silva, Master Tank, Boogie, Kevin Nelta, Stefio, Brendan Kriya, Storm 970, Mr. Waffle 64, Vongola Ninja, Kaj Warzorma, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Amanda, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Buzzbomb 3000, Adora Blue, Yagai 7636, Mr. Berigino.